Coding on this computer. Good morning, good morning. It is 9 3 2025, and I am your host. This is Frank, and we are recording for sure right now. It doesn't say so up at the top. Anyway, oh, yeah, it does. Okay, it says that up at the top. It's recording. All right. So, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about Alignable today. And Alma, if you monitor the chat department, you look at the chat box from time to time and see there's three people in the chat box. They might want to say something, and uh, and you watch for people coming in because I can't do both.
Yes, I'll
And
be monitoring. I'll be monitoring.
okay, cool, cool. All right. So last week, Richard, last week we talked about Alignable. Um, did you sign up with Alignable, Richard?
I have not yet, but you were telling me that you did and had some remarkable results. Why don't you share that with me? That just blew me away.
Okay. Well, I'm in the boonies. I live up at the lake. I know the background shows the ocean, but right now I'm living up at the lake in Crystal Lake in a town called Lakeview in between uh, Raleigh. It is an hour to the north, and Charlotte is 2.5, 3 hours to the west, and Fayetteville is an hour to the east. So I'm kind of in the middle of farmland, and US 1 just does happen to go north and south right past my front door. However, we're kind of boonies. Now, I signed up for Alignable, and anyone who says they want to, um, Alignable is kind of like um, oh, come on. Well, Alignable is a social media where for business people, like LinkedIn, for example. And anytime there's a local business person, local to you, they they see that you're there, you're local, they're local, and they send you a friend request. I don't think that's what you call it. Um, but I've clicked on a bunch of them. So I don't know. I think I've got about maybe 20 or 30 people so far. And they're I just can't even believe how many local businesses there are in the area. They are free, and they do have a paid for service. I haven't used the paid for service. I've not done anything like that yet. But the free service, they do have meetings. I haven't. I mean, that's what Dion tells me. He's going to the Alignable meetings all the time, and I haven't yet uh, seen one of the meetings yet. But again, like I'm saying, I'm in a little teeny tiny town. But one of the pre-written questions is, "Hey, this is Frank. Would you like to have coffee?" And I think was it you, Ron, that talked about a million cups of coffee? A, a group that has a million cups of coffee. I know somebody was mentioning that there are groups around,
Yes,
and this
like I was mentioning that for young entrepreneurs coming right out of high school.
okay, cool. So the point here, the point here is to get local. Um, with LinkedIn, I don't know, probably over 1,000 people. With Facebook, I have 4,400 people, and with Tumblr and all of these social medias, I sign up for every social media. And at the end of every presentation that we do like this, I always spend, it used to be 3 hours. I cut it down to about 2 hours now of creating the video, putting it on YouTube, and then sending it out to every single social media that we have. And I think there's about 6 or 7 of them that I send it out to. They're not coming to mind right now, like Twitter, LinkedIn, Twitter, um, uh, a lot of them.
X.
And X, yeah, I send them out to everyone afterwards. You should be doing the same thing. You should be going on and I send you, every one of you, I send you the replay. And what I do is I use AI to create a 2-minute overview of what the presentation is going to be like. And I put that 2-minute overview and maybe a 500-word description of what it was that we talked about and what we're doing, what our goals are on YouTube. Now, when you get these YouTube replays, you should be forwarding those replays to everyone in your inbox and to everyone in social media that you have. Why? Because when you do that, you don't know who is the next superstar. You have no idea who was looking for something just like this, but they didn't know about it. I'll tell you a great story. Richard, I was talking to Dion one day, and I was trying to pitch him on the Great Discovery. And I started talking about the Great Discovery. I said, Dion, I found this. I found this program that you can write books in an hour. You can sell the books internationally. You can reach out to people. And in my enthusiasm, I wasn't listening to what he was saying. But you know what he was saying? This is exactly what I'm looking for. I've spent 2.5 years looking for something that I can do these things that you're talking about. And that was Dion. He's one of my best buddies. And I mean, it was like a really amazing thing that he utterly, utterly loved what it was that um, that the Great Discovery was doing. And then, of course, I introduced him to the Genius Club. And now, since then, Richard and Dion work every Sunday together on presentations for using the Genius Club. If I had shared that with Dion, he would still be hunting for something that they could do those different things. But because I shared it with him, he was able to uh, do a tremendous amount of work. Richard, could you share some of the things that you've done with Dion?
Oh, geez, it's a bunch of stuff. We've done videos, we've done PowerPoints, we've done all sorts of things, and we've been able to refine, uh, scripts. In other words, if you write a script of something that you want to say, whether it's a chapter in a book or whether it's a script for a video or a presentation of any kind. On one occasion, I think some of you remember even back when uh, I went to the Ask Zig Ziglar, app that we've got in AI Genius, and there's a guy who is, extraordinarily successful, was extraordinarily successful with sales education, and we had him look at the script that we were putting together, and from the grave, he was able to give us some terrific pointers about how to have easy financial affiliates do a better job of generating leads. There are other things that we put together having to do with Dion's visa program for immigrant visa holders who are bringing businesses and business opportunities to the United States for American employers, for American employees. And I think you've probably heard in the press about Trump's golden visa. Well, before that, they've even got the E2 and E5 visa programs that allow people immigrate to the United States and have some advantages because they're bringing businesses, are opening businesses here in the United States, for workers. But in any event, we've worked on any number of things, and we've used the ghostwriter, as it's called, and other types of services to refine what we're saying and to develop depth and content that we would take hours and hours for us to do on our own. We've been able to create all sorts of images, hyper realistic images, as well as other things. We had a good laugh this weekend because Dion had pulled up created a hyper realistic image of someone on the beach, in swim trunks, for one of his presentations. And as it turned out, the AI gave this person 10 fingers and 10 toes. So, but the toes were fingers. Yeah, I mean, he literally had 20 fingers on the AI generated character. That sometimes happens. So it's funny what it does, but nonetheless, 99% of the time, the images we produce are just, you can't tell them any difference between an image that you took with your cell phone or something else versus what was generated by the computer. Uh, at one time I was working for a friend of mine who runs a nonprofit organization dealing with traumatized kids who have been the subject of sexual abuse and that sort of thing. She had gone through it herself, so she had, in her adult years, had created this foundation, and it's very, very, very successful and very, very well done. Two movies have been made about this woman's life. But in any event, I put the business plan together for her, and some of the images I created with hyper realistic imaging and the AI platform uh, were so moving, of a 10-year-old boy sitting down and having a heart to heart conversation with his doctor. It just grabs you. I mean, you realize that that's real. It was totally AI, but it was real in terms of the emotion they were conveying. So anyway, there are all sorts of ways to use that platform, and Dion and I enjoy every Sunday we get together at least an hour and kind of go through that and do it for a business purpose. But in doing that, we're refining our skills and learning so much more. So we're having a fun time doing it.
So the reason that I ask you to do that is how is what you're doing applying to Dion's business, and how could we apply it to our own business?
Well, it's just across the board. Uh, Many of the presentations that you've seen over the last few weeks is a product of that. You're seeing things and being introduced to all sorts of things having to do with the franchising program and the lead generation program that came right out of those meetings. There are images there are slides, there are presentations, there are animations, there are all sorts of things that come out of that. But it's building his business very strongly, and it's also contributing to our success as well. Uh, our affiliates are our primary focus. We want to make sure that you guys have all the tools you have to make money, to put deals in the pipeline, and to come to a conclusion. And what we're doing there is helping you do that. And on Dion's side, he's addressing that with his franchise sales operation. He's doing that with his credit restoration business. He's doing that, excuse me, with his uh, visa program for visa uh, holders who are coming to the United States. There was a big conference in Miami just recently, and one of Dion's clients went there to make the presentation to build their business, their visa program, and we're an integral part of that. It's good for the people coming in to have financing sources from us. It's also helpful that we help create and expand the message that's going to be available to our affiliates and to Dion's clients as well. I mean, there's a lot of cross pollination there. because both of our companies are so well aligned, and we're enjoying that beyond belief.
Alma, I know that Dion has sent us some several leads. Dion is telling me that he's overwhelmed with leads. Could you unmute yourself and just
Yes.
briefly and positively tell us about some of the different kinds of leads that Dion has sent to you and what different types of industries that they're in and um, and where we're going with those.
I haven't received anything from Dion. I checked my email this morning. I didn't see anything. Did he send it by email
You're
or how did?
already you're working with people. You're
Yes.
already working. You pulled several accounts.
Oh, that's
You,
right. Correct. I'm so sorry, everyone. I was thinking more along the lines of something else, but the other programs that we offer. But yes, so I have been working with a couple who want to do an unsecured business loan, and also I
and
think a personal.
what kind of a business is that in?
So they do product delivery. So it varies. They do their company's called Product Delivery, as a matter of fact. And so they just I think they didn't really get too much into it with me, but it's got to do with probably some of the import export kind of stuff.
Okay, and
But we'll find
and
out more from them.
okay, and you had another one that you were talking about. Um, a lot of the people that he sends us, we can't pronounce their names, unfortunately. But he did another one the week before last. What was that all about?
That was the
Husband and
same.
wife. Oh, that was the
That's
same.
the same one. We just what happened was at the beginning, we talked a little bit. We got to know each other, and then I sent them the application, but they just sent me the application filled out completely this week,
Oh, okay.
and so we're getting into more and more. But yes, thank you, Dion, for sending that lead.
So that's what I'm trying to point out is it's a symbiotic relationship with us and Dion. Dion is focused primarily on the franchise. That's why I call him our franchise expert, and he
Right.
does know a lot about franchises, and and he knows a lot about finance as well. But he also is giving those finances, the financing opportunity to us. So, as each one of us do the same thing as Dion's doing, you, as we go to a group like Alignable and they have a meeting in your area, you attend the meeting in your area, and and then from that you meet people face to face. The difference, this is like old school, I guess I'm going to say, but old school, when you meet someone face to face versus hiding in the shadows of the internet and then just blasting out to a million people, um, you're going to get some people. There's no question about it. It's proven it does work. I've been doing it for years. But prior to me doing it for years, I used to be a road warrior. That I was be on the road, and I literally covered many states, not just one state. However, the face-to-face meeting is where I'm going with this. When you go to a meeting and you meet five or six or seven people, and there might be 40 people in the room, and you meet five of them, and then later on you go and you have coffee with those people, or in Dion's case, he goes to lunch with a lot of people. You get unbelievable results. I can't encourage you guys enough. I can't be strong enough to say, you know, join your alignable group. It's so easy. It's free to join. If they have a meeting in your area, go to the meeting in your area. Excuse me. Go to the meeting and meet people. Right now, Richard and I are talking about doing something that I used to do for years. I want to, before I go, I want to ask you, Ron, you don't need to answer it right now. I'm going to say something else, but Ron, be thinking about what you and Dion are going to do today when you meet with each other. Just just keep it positive and keep it upbeat. But what I used to do years ago, and we're going to do it again, is we're getting ready to purchase something that's called drop cards. It looks like $100 bill, and it on one side and the other, both folded, looks like $100 bill. I would go everywhere, and I would drop these cards everywhere. And when somebody sees you drop $100 bill, they're not, um, they pick it up and they keep it. But when they open up the $100 bill, on the inside is actually, we're trying to figure out what exactly we want to say on these because I want to buy like 5,000 of them and I want to distribute them to you guys. And what I've come up with is we have been making dreams come true for over 40 years. And then explanation point, what can we do for you? And then easy financial. And then what I'm thinking, Richard, I'm thinking is we put in a blank space and they can put in their phone number. So it might say, you got 5 lines. So we've been making dreams come true for over 40 years. Line number one, line number two, what can we do for you? Line number three, call. Line number four, uh, excuse me, line number three is easy financial. Line number four is call. Line number five is blank, and you can put in your either phone number or your email address so that you can get these people contacting you. These cards are like they're cheap. They're like 6 cents a piece. Um, if we buy 6 cents, including shipping, so that's pretty cheap. And to get a client now, if we use this in conjunction, you use two things. One thing about Easy Financial, we always bundle things. But we always bundle the unsecured business funding, personal funding, and personal terms loans. We bundled the 125% buy, fix, and flip. We bundle things together. So if you do more than one thing at the same time, it is tremendous impact. So if you take these cards and now you join the Alignable group and um, you pass these $100 business cards out to all 40 people in the room, even if you don't speak to all 40 people today, some of those people are going to call you and say, tell me more about this Easy Financial. What do you guys do? Um, we now have really nice web, a really nice website that you guys can send people to. So you were starting to really get traction again. And so the point I'm trying to make is, I'm really trying to make this point. Any kind of a group that has a lot of people, you need to join those groups like Brenda did. Brenda went and she went to a a RIA group meeting. I just told her to go to a RIA group meeting. I didn't give her a whole lot of explanation. She went to a RIA group meeting and she was welcomed at the RIA group meetings. If you want to percolate, you got to circulate. If you circulate, you most definitely will percolate. And that's what I'm trying to encourage you people to go out there and circulate amongst the people who can bring you great, great business. I'm not necessarily saying you're going to talk to somebody and that person is going to buy from you, but that person has a host of people that he works with or she worked with that she'll say, I know somebody. And Dion tells me the same story all the time. He says, I went X, Y, and Z, and we met with somebody, and they brought me my best customer ever. So Dion didn't use his magic to get that customer. Somebody else did. So Ron, uh, Tell me, I know you're going to go and meet with Dion today. Tell me a little bit about what you're going to do.
Well, basically, I know that, Dion has already given us the lead source. So basically, just to chat with him to see how to lead a client through the process of getting the application filled out, getting it submitted properly, and just doing a proper interview with a client, making sure that I'm using the right words to get the right information without wasting a whole lot of time, and not making it too conversational, but keeping it on a business perspective, because you can create friends, but at the same time you're there to do business. So I think DI can give me some insights, some insight as far as what to look for, um, you know, when I'm talking to people, and how to present myself as an expert in that field. So these are the things that I really want to learn from Dion, because it's like anything, man. You know, you can go ahead and pass the driving test, but until you get on the road and see cars going 90 miles an hour, you really don't know what you're doing. So I'm just open to learn, man. I'm ready to get back in the swing of just being in front of some professional people and bring value to those people at the same time. Um, so that's what I'm basically going to be meeting with him and discussing today.
That's cool. That's great. Well, let us know. Let us know how it worked, how it went, and hopefully you'll run into somebody. Now, I'm going to tell you something that's going to sound a little crazy, but if you had your $100 drop cards and you took that $100 drop card and you picked up the bill and you left a tip, let's say you're going to leave $3 or $5, whatever, and you folded it, you put it inside of your $100 drop card, and you left that $100 bill just under the saucer from your coffee cup. Don't you know that waitress is going to pick that up really, really fast? And also, don't you know that people in other tables are going to see that $100 bill and say, "Man, what business is that guy in? He just dropped $100 tip." It's so much fun, and the waitresses will open it up really so quick. Now, do waitresses need a break? Bet they do. I bet they weren't little girls and said, when I grow up, I want to be a waitress. No, they probably have dreams and aspirations just like you and I do. So if you open up and let people dream and say, we've been making dreams come true for over 40 years. What can we do for you? And that lady, that gentleman, the waiter or waitress that opens that up and says, I've always wanted to start my own business. I had no idea how to start. And the number one reason everyone in the world does not start their own business is what? I'll give you a clue. It starts with M and it ends with Y, and it kind of sounds like money. They don't have the money. And all of a sudden, easy financial shows up. And what do they start doing? They start saying, you was praying for something. You must have been sent by God to do this. And it all started with a little drop card. Those drop cards are so exciting. So anybody who wants one of these drop cards, I'm going to make a sample order, and I if anyone just ponies up $10 a piece, I'll give you 200 drop cards each for $10, and you go see what that $10 can do for you. Welcome, Bruce. Be the best $10 you ever spent in your life. If you get one customer out of it, it'll be the best $10 you ever spent in your life. And it is so much fun to watch the reactions of people I used to go to the RIA group meetings, and I'd fold the the I don't have one that I don't. There you go. I would take it folded, and I would hold it in my hand like this, and I would say in the RIA group meetings, "Oh, so you're going to get involved in real estate, are you? Yeah. Well, you're going to need some money to start here. Start with this." And then I'd hand them the $100 bill, and they say, like, some of them say, "No, man, I can't take that." I said, "No, go ahead. I want to give it to you." And then they take it, they open it up, and it says, um, "We've we've been making dreams come true for over 40 years. What can we do for you?" Easy Financial. Well, I need money to start this real estate investing. That's what we do. Let's get together. Let's have coffee, or let's get an application. That's what we do. So you do things like that, just subtle little things. I've had so much fun with it. I've left them as tips. I've dropped them I've dropped them some crazy places, like you drop them in the men's room. You drop them, you drop them in. I even dropped them at the marina, and while I was at the marina, I even dropped one in the water, and to see people dive off their boat and grab that $100 bill that's floating by. It's so much fun. You all have my email address. You know what it is. It's Frank at ezfinancialgroupllc.com. Send me a request for 200. We'll have to do a $10 uh, donation to the cause. You do a $10 donation to the cause, and I will get you 200 of those cards, and you can start having fun with them. And just remember, while you're out and about, I don't care where you are, if you're at the drugstore, if you're at the doctor's office, if you're at Walmart, if you're whatever, wherever you are, you just pass them out or drop them. Don't even have to look the people in the face. Just drop them. People will pick them up, and you will get noticed. Um, does anyone know any other types of groups or organizations? Um, any kind of organization where a lot of people get together, business people especially. Anyone know anything like that? There was one thing a long time ago, and I'm having a difficult time remembering it. It was a group of retired businessmen, and these retired businessmen would meet once a month, and they would take new entrepreneurs under their wings and help them. Does anyone know the name of that group? Yes. Okay. Bruce, welcome. Um,
Hello.
welcome in, welcome in. We haven't seen you for a while, but um, thank you for coming. Appreciate it. Um,
Yeah, Frank, I've ran into a few, like entrepreneurial classes, training sessions with the veterans and that sort of thing. Where a lot of experienced business people gather. Different community organizations that actually, help people do business plans and that sort of thing.
oh, could you get us some information on that? That sounds like an excellent organization for us to be involved with. Because if they're writing business plans, one of the business plans is and get the money, and we're the guys where they can get the money. So
Yes,
if you could share that with us, that would be great. I will publish that on the next YouTube video that I do.
okay, you got it.
Hey, Frank, it's Bruce. I had a question.
Yes.
Is there any like lenders that like will loan to people through your associations for like passive investments? Just like an example, let's say maybe a trust deed, um, just passive investments as opposed to doing all the work.
Well, yeah, we have, yeah, that sometimes we call those guys angel investors. I'm not sure, Bruce, which direction you want to go, if you want to receive or give. But we have angel investors, we call them, who are doctors, lawyers, and Indian chiefs that don't want to get their hands dirty. They're way too busy to be in the real estate or any other type business, but they want their money to make more money than it's making in an IRA or a 401k or a CD or a note. And they don't have the time or inclination to play the stock market. So yeah, we have people like that who have the money to lend, and then we have people um, that definitely could use the money. And so, what Easy Financial can do is we can connect the two.
Yeah, I'm interested in both.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, let me give you an example. I'm not going to use her name, but we just had a well, I'm gonna be careful. I'm not gonna say any names. We just had a lady who happens to have a service where she brings patients to the hospital for dialysis, and it takes a very special vehicle to do that. It's not an ambulance, and it's not a car, but it's a hybrid of a car that makes it very comfortable for a person to be able to get a ride to the hospital and and get their uh, dialysis done. That lady has one vehicle right now, and that lady is going to has the opportunity to buy a second vehicle. They make about $20,000 a month with one vehicle. If she had a second vehicle, she could jump it up to $40,000 a month. So, if Bruce, you were the one that helped her get that second vehicle, your reward or your return on your investment would be much greater than a CD or or any instrument nowadays. And it's fast. You get your money back fast. So um, we have to, from time to time we need people like that can pony up X number of dollars. Let's take, for example, on the unsecured business funding, unsecured business, unsecured personal, and personal term loans. Sometimes we have people that, if not for their high credit balances, could have gotten 75 to $100,000, but because of their high credit balances, they can only get maybe 10 to 20,000, 30,000, but not enough to do what they really wanted to do. What we do is their we evaluate their situation. We look at exactly what needs to be paid down and exactly how much it needs to be paid down to. Then we go and we find one of our angel investors, like Bruce, for example, and then we say, Bruce, this person is going to get $75,000 if they can pay down $10,000 worth of debt. And Bruce will say, well, for 25% interest um, for 30 days, I would give her the $10,000 to pay down the debt. And then when she gets her $75,000, I want my $10,000 back and I want my 25% interest. And we say, sure, no problem. And we'll just take it out of her $75,000 that she got. Now she's got her 75,000. Now she can buy her new vehicle and she can double her business. She can go from 20,000 a month to 40,000 a month. It's a win, win, win.
So,
Everybody wins.
so hypothetically, okay, let's just say, okay, someone has a really good credit score, and let's just say 800 plus, and they could get funding, could they like borrow that and lend it to her and leverage their situation from that?
Absolutely. Yes.
Oh,
Yes. Absolutely, you could.
okay. I need to hear more about that, but that's something I'm interested in.
Well, thank you. I was so happy that when I saw you come to the call, it was this, ladies and gentlemen, this was not planned. This, this was not planned. But thank you, Bruce, for coming because, yes, we're constantly looking for angel investors. And you can do one, two, three, 10 people. You can do no people. You can do it as frequently or as infrequently as you like. It's uh, it's great. Um, Herman laws to everyone. Okay, I did stay up long enough. All right. Um, let's see. It is 10:49. Does anyone have any questions about what I've been talking about? Clarence, haven't heard much from you. What's going on in your life, Clarence?
Well, thank you, sir. Just taking it one day at a time.
Okay.
I'm
Well,
excited about what I'm hearing.
Um,
cool. Go
Herman,
ahead.
you posted a website on here. Did you want to talk about that?
Yeah, that's one of the websites that I mentioned about the entrepreneur programs that are available. I might be, kind of focused on, the West Coast of California, but I think that one might be, broader than just California. But that one, and then I have another one I'm looking at for veterans entrepreneur training programs. If I could ask a question about, participating in some of the community things that kind of center around business uh, development or people doing business plans and that sort of thing.
So that would be a good place for you to go and talk about what we offer.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
and and Herman, we absolutely love veterans here, and we go above and beyond whatever we can possibly do to help a veteran. We want to do that.
Yeah, I'm going
So
to post. I'm going to post the one for veterans.
yeah, and now um, you should get together with Richard and come up with a script because using our AI platform that we now currently use every day, they have the ability to take your thoughts and your ideas and put it into the AI platform, and the AI platform can lay it out in a well thought out, structured way that is easy to understand and comprehend by everyone. So that would be a fantastic opportunity for you. And then, of course, when you do the groundwork and you do that, we'll adopt it and then we'll give it to other people. Like here in North Carolina, outside of Fort Bragg is where I am right now. We do have a number of veteran organizations that would love to hear from us, and they would love to help the veterans get into a business, not a job. And
Uh,
that's been my goal forever. Is my goal is to get the veteran off the street because we've got literally hundreds and hundreds of them in and around Fort Bragg. Get them off the street, get them educated, get them um, rehabilitated if they need be, and then get them where they can be the job offerer. They can be the boss. They can be not train them to go out and get a job, train them to go out and give other people a job, put them in the position of being the boss. That's my goal. And so what you're saying now, Herman, is music to my ears. It's fantastic. I love it.
all right. Yeah, I just posted the one for veterans there. Yeah, I'll give Richard a call sometime today after the meeting.
Okay. All right. Um, Gail, what's going on? I understand you're real busy doing all kinds of credit repair and restoration. Tell us about it. Oops.
Uh, well, I'm here. Good morning, everyone. Just, plugging along, trying to get, working on getting new clients, to bring them in for funding. But of course, they have credit hiccups. So that's what, I'm working on now with the clients so they can be ready for funding. So they're ready, they're funding ready, if you will.
So
That's
what
what
that
I'm working on.
so what that means, guys, is we have a resident expert right here in Gail, so that when you do the CIAP, that's credit, income, asset, property. When you do the C, that's the first thing you want to do is you want to check their credit, and you say, "Oops, I see a hiccup." Guess what? The next phone call needs to go to Gail, and then Gail and that client can work out the details. And in a short period of time, you have a qualified customer. You have, it's in the industry called a bankable. You got a bankable customer, and now you can solve that customer's problems. So all back to that little word. It starts with an M, ends with a Y. Money. Money. They all need money. There isn't anyone in business that doesn't need money. So, all right. Well, any other questions before we go? It's 10:55.
Yes, I have two questions. This is Alma. Gail, when is a good time to reach you when we have clients that have, like some uh, credit that needs special attention? Because I have a client who I was trying to get creative with, but I would like to know when is a good time to reach you by email, by phone, by text.
Either or and anytime.
Okay, okay. And also, Frank, I had another observation that I wanted to make. I was thinking about when I talk to clients and I'm trying to find out, what they're trying to accomplish, what they're looking for. And I thought that maybe I should make like a form of questions, quick questions that we can get answered right away. And that way, the calls that we're making are more organized and timely, so people don't waste a lot of time asking questions. So I think I'm going to work on that and give you guys a sample and see what you guys think.
It's a great idea. And again, we should work. I'm going to overwork Richard. We should we should work with Richard and with the idea buddy, and the idea buddy could clarify a whole lot of that information as long as you do it in a conversational manner. I do the same thing when I'm speaking to clients. I don't have anything written down, but I have like a series of questions that I go through in my mind that, and I do it in a conversational manner. And then I ask them, "So, what's going on in your life? What are your dreams and aspirations? What would you like to do?" And then I let them speak as long as they want to speak. And then I also say, "Do you mind if I take notes?" And everyone says, "No, take notes." And then as they're talking, I'm writing down these things. And what I'm looking for is I'm looking for the pain. So I'm looking for the problems that they have. I'm looking for pain that in their voice. I listen closely to their tone of voice. So I'm listening to the pain. I'm listening to what's bothering people, and maybe not necessarily what they're saying, but what's really bugging them. And then I talk later on. I come back and I address those pain issues. And then, so yes, I absolutely think we ought to collaborate and get something that you can just toss out there in your conversation while you're doing your initial interview and gathering the initial information from the customer. CIAP, credit, income, asset, property. That's so cold. It's cold, but it's what the banks need.
Yeah.
However, if you're
Yeah,
if
Frank.
if you're warm about it, you're going to get a whole lot better information.
And Frank, I totally agree with you. You're absolutely correct because when you're speaking to these clients, you by just starting a conversation, you want to get them to trust you in the beginning of the conversation. And as you go through the conversation, you don't want to sound like a robot. You're asking all of these questions, and that's when the clients get turned off, they shy away and they back up. So, you just want to be careful and just be mindful on your conversation, but just get them to trust you. That's the key.
All right, I have a challenge for everyone. Thank you. That was great, Gail. Thank you. I had a challenge for everyone. I want everyone to send me one question, just one question. That's a heartfelt question that you would ask a customer. And Alma, Alma's email address is real easy. It's Alma at ezfinancialgroupllc.com. Everybody send Alma one question that's heartfelt that you would ask a client, nurturing that client, being um, kind and gentle to that client. You put together one question and send it to Alma. It's Alma at ezfinancialgroupllc.com. Yes, Alma.
Also, I was thinking, if we don't want to sound like rehearsed, like Gail said, like asking, just coming up with just questions and questions. What I would recommend is also having like a checklist and say name, date of birth, like things like that. So we just check it off as we're asking so we don't miss anything of any of the important information that we need to provide to get the deal started.
Well, guess what, Alma? As all of these people send these questions to you, you're going to compile them into a checklist. And we're going to be nurturing, kind, and gentle with these people because I always say, especially when I'm dealing with a credit issue, bad things happen to good people. So when somebody is talking about a foreclosure, a repossession, a divorce, I say, bad things happen to good people all the time. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you over that trouble. And that is nurturing. That's kind. And like Gail said, it makes them feel like, I'm not this bad person. I'm not this deadbeat that the other guy called me. I just hit a speed bump in the road of life, and I'm going to get past this. And with somebody's help, like Alma and Gail and Dion and Richard, we're going to get over this thing. We're going to get past this. All right. Well, it's past the hour, guys, and you know how I like to respect your time. So if there are not any final questions, going once, going twice. All right. I'm going to say thank you all, each and every one. Please get your homework assignment done. Send, if you want the drop cards, send Alma. You've got Alma's email address. Send Alma the request for the drop cards to say, Alma, I want 200 drop cards. And then we're going to arrange how you can pay for it with Zelle or PayPal, one of those two. And then the other thing, send Alma a one question that you would ask a client when you're trying to help a client. One question, and we'll create a checklist, and then we'll share that checklist with everybody.
Hey, Frank, could I get the email address?
Alma at EZ Financial Group,
But how do you spell Alma?
It's
ALMA.
ALMA.
Okay, thanks.
Yes. And if you want, I can drop it in the chat so you guys can have it.
Go ahead, drop it in the chat quick.
Okay.
Okay, it's Alma at ezfinancialgroupllc.com. Same as mine, same as Richard, same as Ronald. I think that same as Gail. Um, James Gilmore wants one, but he hasn't got there quite yet. He will. Um, okay. James, I saw you pop in late, but welcome anyway. We're so happy to have you.
Thank you, sir. It's nice to be welcome.
All right. Okay, that's it. Um, Also, you might want to ask Alma for your 10 leads. Oh, we forgot to say something real important, Richard. Richard, at the
Yeah.
end at the end of October, what's going to happen?
End of
Sub-
October, we go back to our what?
yeah, that's it.
We go back to our regular sign-up fees for our
So,
new affiliates.
so this is the best time in the world for you guys to ask for your 10 affiliates. Just ask for your 10 affiliates and they'll be yours. You can call them and get them signed up for free. It's not going to cost them anything to sign up. If you know friends, family, relatives, social media buddies, whatever, right now through the end of October is the time you need to be signing them up. It's free. They can sign up free for a standard affiliate. They can sign up free for a um, pro affiliate. This is the time to do it. There are other criteria on the pro. You've got to do some work, but other than that, it's free. So let's go ahead and this is it from the last 2 months, September and October. You've got 60 days. Call or don't call, you bugger to death. Just email Alma and ask her for your 10 leads, and she will send you 10 former easy financial agents that you can re-enlist back into the company. And when you do that, those people will be under you and you'll be earning a 50% override on everything they earn. That, my friend, is passive income. All right, with that, I'm going to say God bless. Thank you all for coming and get those cards and letters coming in.